So this wasn't the video I was planning on bringing y'all today, but surprise patch notes. So let's hit the high points like normal and y'all can read the rest. Front and center here, we have the new Neo-Volkite Pistol. Sounds cool. My initial testing of the weapon, I'm not overwhelmed. The accumulative thermal damage is cool. The explosions as a result of that accumulation are also cool. Seems flashy, but overall damage is underwhelming at base, at least. Even if we assume it gets the maximum thus far of an additional 80% damage at relic tier, I'm struggling to think of a reason I would take this over a plasma pistol if I have the option. So I can see my Vanguard using it, not the other two classes. In terms of overall weapon trees, I would say take a look at that bottom line. But, as I finish leveling the weapon and once we have data mined information, I'll, of course, bring you evidence-based data. Moving on, we have some balancing tweaks to a few different weapons. Plasma Incinerator has slightly reduced amount of heat on a few of the versions throughout the tree. Nice. The Bolt Sniper Rifle is interesting here. A little bit faster fire rate, as well as a 25% increase to bonus headshot damage. This could actually significantly affect overall damage breakpoints for Ruthless and Lethal. We'll see. Calculating the math specifically for the sniper is quite complex, and y'all would be bored. For the Oculus, it has a scope now. Okay. Headshot bonus is increased from 1 to 1.33. Sounds cool on paper. Did the math. This puts it firmly between the auto bolt and the instigator. So still not really worth taking. This one's worded a little bit weirdly, I think. For the bolt carbine, it says the adjusted damage fall off curve. The base damage is increased by 50% for the first 10 meters, and then after that, the damage drops to the original pre-patch value. There's a couple different ways this could go, because this is vaguely worded. On one hand, it could mean that it artificially inflates your damage within those first 10 meters, which would be cool and arguably what the weapon needs to fit with the role that it is trying to fill. On the other hand, what it could also mean is that the range reduction has been reduced within those first 10 meters, in which case, I don't know. Saber, please just tell us what your weapons do. Come on. Auto bolt. Max ammo increased by 1 magazine for each version. This is useless. You're still firing marshmallows. So this fundamentally doesn't change anything. There's some other general fixes here, specifically to the sniper perk targeted shot. On the comprehensive build guide video I put out a bit ago, one of the commenters had mentioned that this was bugged and conflicting with another sniper perk, so it's nice to see that this has been fixed. We got some changes to PvP, which again, I don't play that mode, so I'll leave that to other content creators to cover. Fix several perks not triggering correctly from enemy kills. I mean, cool. That sounds nice in theory. Which ones? You couldn't just tell us which ones. Similarly, fixed a bug that prevented certain weapon perks from triggering correctly when a specific HP threshold is reached. Again, which ones? Miscellaneous tech improvements. Again, I am skeptical of this because sometimes they say this and my game performs worse. Other times they say this and it is actually a meaningful improvement. We'll see. Thinking in more broad strokes here, I'm of mixed mind when it comes to the patch notes and the trend that Saber is taking here. Like on one hand, I really appreciate the granularity, specifically talking about headshot bonus increases, because this example verifies the data mined weapon damage that I've done videos about before and showed people how to calculate actual effective weapon DPS. It's nice to know that we're actually barking up the correct tree here. On the other hand, we see vagaries like this, and sure, the average player doesn't care, but really, how much extra labor and working time would it have taken to say, fix these perks on these weapons, or fix these perks not triggering correctly, instead of making us go back and test everything again. So links both to the patch notes as well as that weapon table, which should be updated once the Volkite Pistol is data mined, will be in the description and the pinned comments. I'm going to get to leveling the Volkite Pistol so that we can actually see what it turns into as it levels up. bring y'all some info there. And honestly, I'm waiting for the Astartes overhaul mod to get updated again, because the patch just broke that. Because that was the video I was planning on bringing y'all today. So, I'll see you next time.